Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Anam Kamal, and I'm an assistant professor from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And I welcome you all to this value added course of data analytics. This is the very last module of this course. Through this entire course, we have studied various ways on which data analytics can be done. So, let me just summarize the entire course. In the first module, you have studied about data analytics and you were given an introduction to Power BI. In the second module, you have studied about data analytics using Python. In the third module, you have studied about data analytics using R. And then latestly, you have studied about data analytics using Excel. So today, we will be diving into data analytics using Tableau. Now, this is going to be a highly practical course where you will be giving a real project briefs and work on building dashboards and answer specific business questions very similar to how a data analyst work in a real life. So this will not just be a theoretical course where you just sit and watch a video. Here you will be working real time using Tableau and creating dashboards. So let's have fun. We'll be using Tableau, a powerful and a very popular data analytics tool. First, we'll download the free trial, and then through this course, we'll create 5 different dashboards, each addressing a very unique project objective. Now, by the end, you'll have a portfolio of dashboards that you can not only showcase but also link to your resume. Keeping in mind that Tableau skills are highly sought after in today's job market. This course is designed to help you to think practical like a data analyst and understand the complete data analytics workflow, which will be invaluable for your career. Now, before moving further, let's just give you a brief overview of what all dashboards you'll be creating. So, for the first project, you'll be creating an e-commerce sales dashboard, which will be for a discount mart. Secondly, we will be creating an employee survey dashboard, which will be for the green destination. Then we will be creating a sales performance dashboard, which will be for the Salesforce company. In the fourth project, you will be creating a shipping dashboard for Northwind Trade. And lastly, you will be creating a stock analysis dashboard for Tesla's stock prices. So all these dashboards you will create will be published into Tableau Public, giving you a personal portfolio that you can proudly showcase. So by the end of this course, the most important takeaway won't be just the dashboard themselves, but your ability to understand and follow full data analytics process. So thank you for joining and let's get started. So in this particular lecture, we'll be covering 5 aspects. That is the introduction to data visualization. Then we'll talk about more data visualization. Then I'll introduce you to Tableau. And also I'll tell about different products of Tableau. Some are free, some can be accessed freely for a particular time period. So you will be getting a general idea of these. And lastly, we will sign up and install Tableau on which we'll be working for the rest of the projects. So the very first topic is data visualization. So now it is, if we say that it is quite important to understand what happens as you progress in your data career. With more experience, you will realize that as a data specialist, you may prefer certain parts of life cycle over the others. Now, usually, once you become a senior and you gain experience across every stage of pipeline, then you will develop into a well-rounded data specialist. So, what exactly is this pipeline that I'm talking about? This is nothing but the data cycle. Now, data has to always start from somewhere. Different companies and different businesses may have a slightly different versions of data cycles depending on their procedures, how they collect data, how they read and transform it, and how they plan to analyze it. So in general, however, the structure is fairly standard. So let's look at how this the cycle works. So the very first thing is the source, that is from where the data comes, and then it is get extracted and stored into a staging area for temporary. It is done through ETL, that is extract, transform and load, and it is moved into a data warehouse after transforming and loading, and then lastly after further transformation it is then ready for the analytics stage. So let's break this stage down further. When we talk about data sources, it may include relational database or database from software as a service applications. Most pipelines handle raw data coming from multiple sources via push mechanisms, APIs, or replication engines. These tools may pull data at regular intervals, or the system may use webhooks to synchronize the data in real time or on scheduled intervals. So let's take for an example, I run a company called Shopify. Now, where would I get my data? I would get the order data from the Shopify website itself. I would collect the marketing data from, let's say, Facebook API or Instagram API or YouTube API, wherever I have posted my ad. And thirdly, I would retrieve the customer support data, let's say from Zendex through its API. Now, these all will serve as the source of my data. Then, after extraction of the data, it moves into a staging area. This is a temporary storage location between the data source and the data warehouse. Its purpose is to minimize the impact on the source system. In the staging area, data is simply extracted and placed. No transformation usually occurs on this stage. Now, the next stage is the transformation stage. Now, this refers to the operations that modify the data to make it ready for analysis. Common tasks include standardization, sorting, deduplication, validation, and verification. This is also where the data cleaning takes place. For example, if the data contains any duplicates, they are removed. If there is some incorrect data, it is incorrected. If there are some missing data, then those data and those voids are filled. Some businesses also carry out analytical transformations here, such as applying calculations or any other business logic. Others may leave those steps for the analysis parts. So, once the data is transformed, it is loaded into the data warehouse. It is a digital storage system that can either be cloud-based or on-premises. It consolidates the large amount of data from multiple sources. From here, it can be used for business intelligence, BI, reporting, analytics, and even data science. By the time the data reaches the warehouse, it is relatively clean. So only a few business logic adjustments or calculations are left to be done that can be done on the analysis stage as well by the analyst as and when it is needed. So when we talk about the analytics stage, this is generally where the data scientist or analyst works. They may modify the columns, add calculations, apply business logics, create flags for analysis. Meanwhile, data engineers usually focus on earlier stages of pipeline, that is data source, staging, and transformation. So this was an entire overview of how a data cycle works. Now I'm moving on to our main topic, that is what is data visualization. Data visualization is a graphical representation of information and data. Now, by using visual elements like, let's say, charts, graphs, and maps, data visualization tool provides an accessible way to see and understand trends, outliers, patterns in data. Additionally, it provides an excellent way for employees or business owners to present data in a non-technical audience to the non-technical audience without confusion. Now, especially in the world of big data, data visualization tools and technologies are very essential because it has to analyze a massive amount of data from varied sources and make data-driven decisions. Something as simple as a data presentation in a graphics format may seem to have no downsides, but sometimes data can be misinterpreted, misrepresented when placed in a wrong style of data visualization. Now, when choosing to create a data visualization, it is best to keep both its advantages as well as its losses, that is, disadvantages in mind. So let's talk about the benefits of data visualization or the importance of data visualization. Our eyes are drawn to colors and patterns. Now we can quickly identify red from blue, squares from circles, line from wavy patterns, and etc. Our culture is visual, including everything from art and advertisement to TV and movies. Now, data visualization is another form of visual art that grabs our interest and keep our eyes on the message. When we see a chart, we quickly can see trends and patterns and even outliers. Now, if we can see something, we internalize it quickly. It's a storytelling with a purpose. If you ever start a massive spreadsheet of data and couldn't see a trend, you know how much more effective a visualization can be on that particular data. So here are some key reasons why it is important. The very first thing is it simplifies the complex data. It turns large and complicated data that are usually in rows and columns into simple formats like charts, graphs, making the information easier to understand. The second is reveal patterns and trends. So it helps identify trends, relationship patterns which are not easily to be identified when we are talking about the raw data. This last, then it is another advantage is it saves time. Now visuals, allows quicker interpretation of data. Higher users spot key information at a glance instead of manually scanning through numbers and taking hours to do that. It also is for improved communication. It makes it easier to explain data insights to others, especially to those who may not be familiar with a technical background or that particular business background. And lastly, it tells a clear story. That means data visual guides the audience through the information step by step, making it reach to the conclusion and the informed decision in no time. So the importance of data visualization is simple. It helps people see, interact with, and understand data. Whether simple or complex, the right visualization can bring everyone on the same page, no matter their experience or their background. Almost every industry benefits from a clearer data, from STEM fields to government to finance to medical to healthcare to education to sports and beyond. While we often praise data visualization, its real value is practical. It's one of the most useful professional skills that the better you convey insights visually through dashboards or slides, the more effective you can make decisions and tell data driven stories. Modern professionals can combine data analysis with visual storytelling, are in demand. Today, visualization sits perfectly at an intersection of technical analysis and creative communication. Now, while there are many advantages, some of the pitfalls may seem less obvious. For example, when viewing a visualization with many different data points, it is easy to misinterpret or make an inaccurate assumption. Or sometimes the visualization can drive wrong decisions or wrong conclusions. So, there are four major pitfalls of data visualization. The very first is the data quality. Now, the accuracy of visualization depends on how the data is. That means how the quality of data is. If the data is inaccurate or incomplete, it can lead to biased decisions or inaccurate predictions. Then the second pitfall is an oversimplification. Now, simplifying the data too much in order to derive conclusions can lead to losing out of important details. Like using a pie chart oversimplifies complex relationship between categories. Third pitfall is choosing the right visualization. Now, any wrong visualization of a data can also lead to misinterpretation. Like if we are taking some complex hierarchical data and we are representing it on a pie chart, then it can lead to some or the other misinterpretation or wrong reporting. At the last, there is overload of information. Now, too much information in the visualization can also be very harmful. It can overwhelm the viewers. It can also, remove the focus from the data points that need to be focused on or the conclusions that need to be derived. Now, data visualization is used across various industries to improve decision making and drive results. Now, here are the few examples as you can see on my slide. The first is the business analytics. It is used for tracking KPIs, for making data-driven decisions for visual trends, sales, customer patterns, employee patterns, etc. Then comes our healthcare, where it can be used to track diseases, outbreaks, manage hospital operations, etc. Then in sports, it can also be used for uh, visualizing player statistics, team performance, match outcomes, and helping coach and analysts to improve the strategies and training plans. Whereas when we talk about retail and e-commerce, it enables tracking of sales, customer preferences, inventory levels, and so on. In financial, it can help in predicting stock market and a lot more. In the last, in governments, it can help in analyzing various protocols, various outcomes, and various methods. New ways of implementation can also be analyzed using data analytics. When we talk about best practices for effective data visualization, now to ensure our visualization, the various best practices are audience-centric design. Now, to tailor visualizations that are depending on the audience preferences to audience knowledge, it can benefit and lead to more better data-driven solutions. Design clarity and consistency. Now, as I said, choosing the right chart for our data, keeping the design clean, and consistent colors, fonts, labels can avoid clutter and ensure clarity. Then provide context. Always provide context by including labels, titles, data sources, acknowledgement. This helps viewers to understand the significance of data and also build trust in the results. Then lastly, interactive and accessible design. Now data visualizations, interactive features like tooltips or filters can ensure accessibility to all users regardless of the device or visual needs. So this was the first aspect. Let's move to the second aspect, which is more about data visualization. Okay, now let's say that data is beautiful. So to prove this, we are bringing here 10 best data visualization examples from history till today. So of course, one of the best way to really understand data visualization is simply to see it in action. Sounds obvious, right? But with so much data and so many visualizations online, it can feel overwhelming. Take Tableau for example. Their public gallery is full of visualizations made with free Tableau public tools. They even have some smarter business dashboards which you can use as templates. And if you want inspiration, the Viz of the Day showcase some of the best community creations. So, using those, we have put together a list of 10 greatest data visualizations ever that maps the historical conquest, analyze film scripts, uncover hidden causes of mortality, and much more. Now, seeing this example, can really help you grasp what are the possibilities of data visualization, from how back it goes on till now. So let's have a look at the first. This is a Napoleon march map. Take Menard's famous chart of Napoleon's 1812 march to Moscow. It shows the army shrinking from 470,000 to 10,000 with the line width, as you can see from till Moscow. Uh, the line width of size, color, or direction. The temperature graphs below add a brutal winter context. Now, despite some criticism, it is a brilliant example of storytelling through data, where you can clearly see as the temperature is lowered and as there is a change in temperature, the army is also being reduced. The second example is an 1854 Broad Street cholera outbreak map. John Snow cholera map used bars on city blocks to show deaths. These bars, which you can see revealing, they all use the same contaminated well. This breakthrough linked cholera to polluted water and led to safer wells and sewage system. Its classic example of visualization solves real world problems. Third is a cause of mortality in Crimean War. Florence Nightingale's spiral chart revealed the most Crimean War deaths were from the poor hospital conditions rather than the battle. Now, darker shade shows the combat death, whereas the lighter shades shows the deaths at the hospitals. So, making this pattern clear at a glance. Here, her work proved the visualization can drive real world problems even against skeptics. Next is a new chart of the history. Joseph Presley created timeline charts to visualize history. His chart of biography showed which famous figure lived at the same time, while the new chart of the history mapped empires and cultures using color, sizes, and locations. These innovative visualization made complex timelines easy to understand and remain highly influential. As you can see, there are various different colors that are used to identify various uh, famous figures and the empires that were generated. The fifth shows the interactive government budget. US Office of Management and Budget created a tree map to explain the 2016 federal budget. It visually broke down government programs, making a complex and obscure topic easy to understand. Its importance lies in using interactive visualization to communicate clearly with public, showing how data can simplify even government finances. Then comes After Babylon. Density designs After Babylon project map all 2,678 living languages in the world placed in their birthplace. Now, interactive visual reveals relationship among language, including families, loan birds, exchanges. It's a powerful way to understand the global spread and connection of languages. Next is the next US. Pew Research centers the next US visualization demographic trends in the US state, including diversity, interracial marriage, and projected shifts. One highlight it in an animated age gender pyramid, as you can see here, showing how population structures have changed since 1950. These visualization makes complex demographic data easy to explore and understand. Then comes your film dialogue that is broken down by the gender. Now, Hannah Anderson and Matt Daniels of The Pudding analyzed 2000 movies scripts to reveal several gender disparities in dialogues. Their visualizations show imbalance across gender genres, that is Disney films, and age biases. The project stands out of its clear presentation and full transparency of data methods, making the findings both striking and credible. Then comes your selficity. Selficity analyzes 1 lakh 20,000 selfies from around the world to uncover trends in poses, head tilts, smiles, age, and gender. Surprising patterns emerge like extreme head tilts in Sao Paulo and always smiling selfies in Bangkok. The project uses interactive visuals to explore this global social media phenomena in detail. And lastly is the every upcoming solar eclipse. After 2017 solar eclipse, Denise Liu of for the Washington Post created an interactive globe showing the eclipse path from all future eclipses until 2080. The visualization highlights totality, timing, location, using light and dark shades and hover tooltips. Users can even see how many eclipses remains in their lifetime. So, wasn't it great? These visualizations are range back to a long before even we heard the word visualization. So, this shows the impact, how the data can be represented in such a simple format and can be understood by not only audience that are specific to those areas, but to every other person who does not belong to that particular area. Now, when you think of data visualization, you first thought probably immediately goes to a simple bar graph or a chart, let's say, or let's say a pie chart. While these may be an integral part of visualizing data, a common baseline of many data graphics, the right visualization must be paired with the right set of information. Simple graphs are only the tip of the icebergs. Those a whole selection of visualization methods to present data in effective and interesting way. So let's look at the different types of visualizations. Let's talk about some general visualizations that are charts which you have used in which that can be created using your MS Word. Also, you have created have created some using MS Excel or some through PPTs. Then tables are the set of rows and columns that also you have created or even seen in Excel as well. Then comes a graph. They are points, lines, segments, curves, or areas that represent certain variables in comparison to each other. Now, usually along two axes in a right angle. And then comes a geospatial, the visualization that shows data in map from using different shapes and colors to show the relationship between the piece of data and specific locations. Then comes your infographics, that is the combination of visuals and words that provides not only graphics but the information along with it. Then lastly comes a dashboard. It is a collection of visualizations that and data displayed in one place with the help of various analyzing and presenting tools. If we go to a more specific examples, here are the further breakdown of these categories which I have explained earlier. The first is the area map. It is a form of a geospatial visualization. Area maps are used to show specific values set over a map of a country, state, or a county, or any other geographic locations. Two common type of area maps are chloroplets and isoplets. Then comes your bar charts. Bar charts represents numerical values compared to each other. The length of the bar represents the value of each variable. Then comes your box and whiskers plot. This shows the selection of range across a set measure. Then comes your bullet graphs. A bar marked against the background, which you can see here. This is a bar, shows the progress or the performance against a goal. It is denoted by a line on the graph. Then comes your heat maps. Then comes your Gantt chart. They are typically used for project management, like it shows a timeline for when the project will be completed, which modules are part of that project, and so on. Then comes your heat maps. It's a type of geospatial visualization in maps form, which displays specific data values that are associated with different colors. And then comes your highlight table. If we usually map these heat maps into a table format, this is somewhat like the heat maps. It uses different colors to highlight different categories and similar colors to highlight similar data or similar views, making the viewer to read it more easily and intuitively. Then comes your histogram. This is type of a bar chart that splits a continuous measure into different bins to help analyze the distribution. Then comes your pie chart. Pie chart is a circular chart with a triangular segments that shows data as a percentage of a whole. And lastly is a tree map. A chart is a type of a chart that shows different related values in the form of rectangles which are nested together in a space. Let's talk about the last topic, that is data visualization and big data. Now, as the age of big data kicks into a higher gear, visualization is an increasingly key tool to make sense of trillions of rows of data generated every day. Data visualization helps to tell stories by curating data into a form easier to understand, highlighting the trends and outliers. A good visualization tells a story, removing the noise from the data and highlighting useful information. It helps to identify patterns, outliers, support better decision making, and communicate insights effectively. However, it is not it's not simple as easy as just dressing up a graph to make it look better or slapping on an part of an infographic. Effective data visualization is a delicate balance act between the form and the function. The plainest graph could be too boring to catch any notice or to make it tell a powerful point. However, the more complicated graph can confuse the viewer. The most stunning visualization could utterly fail and convey the right message, or it could speak volumes. The data and the visual needs to work together. Now that is an art to combining great analysis with the great storytelling. So this was the second part of this particular progress. Now let's move to our main topic, that a question that most of us are asking: what is Tableau? Now, if we talk about Tableau, it is an end-to-end analytics platform. With Tableau, you can connect to a wide variety of data sources, drag and drop fields to create visualizations, build dashboards that you can publish, share either with specific users or with the world. Now, one of the best thing about Tableau is its easy to use interface. You can simply drag and drop to create visuals and analyze trends and patterns in your data. Tableau supports many data sources including Excel sheets, Google Sheets, SQL databases, and even big data. Combining data from multiple sources is also a very straightforward process in Tableau. Building dashboards is quick and intuitive. You can put dashboards in minutes. Once built, you can share them instantly via Tableau Public or your private server. Now, according to Gartner Magic Quadrant, Tableau constantly ranks among the top business intelligence and data analytics tool, making it powerful platform to learn the career growth and deepening your knowledge to data analytics. Tableau has four main products, that is Tableau Prep, Tableau Desktop, Tableau Public, Tableau Server. Now, which we will see in detail shortly in the next part. Now, for this course, we'll be working primarily on Tableau Desktop. We'll be using a free 14-day trial version, and we will also create an account on Tableau Public, which we'll use to create and share our portfolio dashboards. So before we dive into building the dashboards and reporting our projects, I thought it would be helpful to go over the different products of Tableau so that you have some background in case you encounter them later. So as I mentioned earlier, the four products from Tableau are Tableau Prep, Tableau Desktop, Tableau Public, and Tableau Server. Now let's start with the Tableau Desktop. Now, which is the product which we'll be using in this course? You can download a 14-day free trial for which the process I'll be explaining it to you. If your trial expires, you can either reinstall it or try a slightly older version of Tableau Desktop, as the trial often works there as well if they have not changed any particular guidelines. Tableau Desktop is a Tableau's flagship product. Is a professional paid tool where you can create fully customizable reports and dashboards. You can connect to a wide range of data sources, flat files, cloud databases, Google Sheets, and more. Once your dashboard is ready, you can save it locally or publish it online or share it via a private server. Next, we have Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep is designed for the first step of data analysis lifecycle. Primarily, as the name says, prep means preparation. Primary data cleaning and preparation. So before you build a dashboard, you need to clean, shape, and organize your data. Tableau Preps make it easy. It can handle data from flat files, cloud databases, and more. Traditionally, this process would require a lot of SQL or programming, but Tableau Prep uses drag and drop interface, so business users can prep data without coding. With Tableau Prep, you can join and union tables, you can change field types, aggregate a pivot table, aggregate and pivot data, prepare complex data workflows or analysis in Tableau Desktop. It is fairly new, introduced around 3 to 4 years back, but it is a powerful tool to optimize your workflow and improve dashboard performance. Now, Tableau Public is a free version of Tableau. It is very similar to Tableau Desktop, but has a few limitations. Like you cannot save workbooks locally. Everything is published online if you are using a Tableau Public. So avoid using sensitive or private company data. And second, the connections are limited. You can mostly connect to Excel, text files, and other tag files. However, Tableau Public is ideal for learning Tableau and building a portfolio of dashboards that you can share publicly. Finally comes the Tableau server. It is a paid secure platform usually used mainly for in organizations. It works with Tableau desktop and allow you to publish your dashboard and data sources online for controlled access. You can set permissions so only a certain people can view your sensitive dashboards like the HR report with salary data. Tableau server is widely used in large companies where dashboards need to be shared securely across the teams. So those are the four main Tableau products. If you continue your Tableau journey, you'll encounter them often, and there are plenty of online documentations to explore each of these details. Now, lastly, moving to a last part of this lecture series, that is the sign up and installation of Tableau. So we'll be doing two things in this. The very first thing is signing up on a Tableau public account. Here you can see I have provided a link. Yeah, I will also share that link on your chat groups as well. You can click this link and you will be move to a new folder, and I'll show you how to create a public account. So let's go through that. So once you click on this link, you will be diverted to a page here where you have this option of sign up. You will simply just click on sign up. You will provide your information, whatever they ask, your first name, last name, email, password, confirm your password, and you can create a account easily. Once you have created an account, you will receive an activation link which will be sent to your registered email address. Once your account is activated, sign in again using the same email ID and password, and then they will ask for your region details and your account will be ready to use. You can also modify or edit your profile. I'll show you how in a bit. I can show you my profile. Like this is my profile. Let's sign in onto my profile. Okay, so here's my profile. Here you can let's go to, let me start with this link only. Just a moment. Sorry. So this is a Tableau link, and once I sign in here, once you have signed up, you have created account, you will simply click on sign in, and once you have been signed in, like I've been signed in here with I can simply go to my profile option and I can change whatever my image, or if I want to add some banner, it's simply like your GitHub account or your LinkedIn account where you can create all your that is your visualizations. And then moving on from here, we will move on to the second part, that is installing a 14-day free trial. Let's go through that as well. So here is the link. I'll again provide it on your chat box. So when we click on this link, you will be directly directed to the Tableau desktop portfolio. You will just click on start free trial, and he will ask you for the information. Once you enter the information, as since I have logged into my profile, so it is not showing here. So once you enter your information like your email address, you will simply click on download free trial, and it will download a version of your file here. See, it is getting downloaded. Once it gets downloaded, you can simply install it by following the instructions, whatever that are being given here. So once it is installed in your computer, you can use it just for 14 days. However, there is an option of a student as well. So if you are a student, you can go to the profile and you can register it as a student role. There are options here given, you can explore here, and there are options for student login also, so you can get a full day trial of student login from here. However, you have to give your student ID and remaining things on that, and they can give you a 1 year trial as well. So that is a more tedious process. However, for this course, you will be only needing a 14-day trial version, and then in the next series we will start working on Tableau. So thank you everyone for this part. Let's go to the next video.